Your greatest investment is in yourself. Nothing else even comes close. Not money, not cars, not status. Because all of that can disappear in an instant. But the knowledge, the skills, the mindset you develop, that stays with you forever. That is the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. Most people spend their time chasing things outside of themselves, thinking success is about what they can acquire. They focus on their job, their bank account, their possessions, and they neglect the one thing that determines whether they will rise or fall, their own mind. But the truth is, your external world is nothing more than a reflection of your internal world. If you want to change your life, if you want to reach a new level, you have to change the way you think, the way you learn, and the way you grow. The most powerful people in the world understand this. They don't waste time complaining about circumstances, blaming others, or waiting for opportunities to come to them. They create their own opportunities by constantly sharpening their skills, expanding their knowledge, and becoming the kind of person who attracts success. They invest in books, mentors, courses, and experiences that stretch them beyond their limits. They don't see learning as something they have to do. They see it as something they get to do. They crave it because they know that every new piece of knowledge, every new skill, every new insight is another tool in their arsenal. And yet most people don't think this way. They stop learning the moment they leave school. They settle into routines. They let their minds stagnate. And then they wonder why life doesn't change. They wonder why they feel stuck. They wonder why success always seems just out of reach. The answer is simple. They stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start dying. Imagine two people, one who reads, listens, studies, and constantly challenges themselves to become better, and another who drifts through life, doing the same thing day after day, never learning, never improving. 5 years go by, 10 years. One of them is living a completely different life, surrounded by new opportunities, achieving things they once thought were impossible. The other, still in the same place, frustrated, wondering why nothing ever changes. The difference is not luck. It's not talent. It's not some magic secret. The difference is the decision to invest in themselves every single day. Because when you commit to learning, when you commit to growth, when you commit to becoming more, everything in your life starts to shift. You stop waiting for success and start creating it. So make the choice. Feed your mind, build your skills, expand your knowledge, become obsessed with your own growth, because in the end, the greatest investment, the one that will pay off for the rest of your life, is the one you make in yourself. There is no such thing as standing still in life. You are either growing or decaying, evolving or fading, moving forward or falling behind. And the difference between those who create an extraordinary life and those who settle for mediocrity is the decision to grow every single day. Most people don't realize this truth. They think they can coast, that they can stay the same while the world moves around them. But life doesn't work that way. The world is constantly changing. Industries shift, opportunities come and go, new challenges appear. And if you are not actively learning, improving, and adapting, you are slowly becoming obsolete. Your skills, your knowledge, your mindset, if you don't feed them, they weaken. If you don't challenge yourself, you become comfortable. And comfort is the silent killer of dreams. Look at the most successful people in any field. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders. What do they all have in common? They never stop growing. They don't wait for success to come to them. They don't assume they've made it and relax. No, they push themselves every day. They train, they study, they refine their craft, and they seek out ways to improve because they understand that the moment they stop learning is the moment they start falling behind. But the average person, they don't think like that. That's why they're average. They think they're the average, but the average person is the moment they start falling behind. But the average person, they don't think like that. They graduate from school and believe their education is over. They get a job and think they've done enough. They rely on what they already know instead of seeking out what they don't know. And slowly, without even realizing it, they start decaying. Their mind dulls, their potential shrinks, their opportunities disappear. Not because they aren't capable, but because they stopped feeding their growth. The people who achieve greatness in life are not the ones who are naturally gifted or born lucky. They are the ones who make a relentless commitment to growth. They seek out knowledge, they embrace new challenges, and they develop themselves every single day. They understand that if they are not expanding, they are contracting. If they are not learning, they are falling behind. And that simple truth drives them to push harder, to reach higher, and to never settle for less than their full potential. You have that same choice. Every single day you can either grow or decay. You can either step forward into your future or stay stuck in your past. You can either invest in yourself or let your skills, your knowledge, and your potential slowly fade away. The decision is yours. But understand this, your success, your happiness, and your future depend on what you choose to do today, because growth is not optional. It is the price of greatness, and those who refuse to pay that price will never know what they are truly capable of. Education doesn't stop after school. It's one of the biggest lies people believe, that once you graduate, once you get that diploma, once you land a job, the learning is over. But that belief is exactly why so many people stay stuck in life. They think education is something that happens to them, something that ends when the classroom doors close. But real education, the kind that transforms your life, begins the moment you decide to take control of your own growth. Look around. The world is moving faster than ever before. New industries are being created, new skills are in demand, and new opportunities are opening up every single day. But if you're not learning, if you're not evolving, if you're not actively improving yourself, you're falling behind. Because while you're standing still, someone else is out there sharpening their mind, mastering new skills, and positioning themselves for success. And when the moment of opportunity comes, they'll be ready. Will you? Some people spend their entire lives doing the same thing over and over again, never growing, never expanding, never realizing how much more they could be. They wake up, go to work, come home, and repeat. And they wonder why they feel stuck, why they feel unfulfilled, why life seems to be passing them by. It's because they stopped learning. They stopped feeding their mind. They stopped challenging themselves to become more. But the people who break through, the ones who create extraordinary lives, they think differently. They know that every single day is an opportunity to get better. They read, they listen, they seek out knowledge, they surround themselves with people who challenge them. They don't wait for someone else to teach them. They take responsibility for their own education because they understand that in a world that never stops changing, the only way to stay ahead is to never stop learning. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what school you went to or what grade you got. What matters is whether or not you are willing to educate yourself every single day, because life will never give you more than you are prepared to handle. The opportunities you want, the success you dream of, the life you envision, it will only come to you when you become the person who is ready for it. And the only way to be ready is to commit to learning, to growing, to expanding your mind every single day. So make the decision. Pick up the book, listen to the podcast, take the course, find the mentor, seek out knowledge like your future depends on it, because it does. You can either sit back and hope life gets better, or you can step up and make yourself better. And the moment you choose to educate yourself every damn day, your life will begin to change in ways you never imagined possible. Or your mind is either your greatest weapon or your biggest limitation. The way you think, the way you process information, the way you respond to challenges, it all comes down to how much you've trained your mind. And training your mind is not something that happens by accident. It's something you do deliberately every single day. Because just like a muscle, Your mind weakens when you don't use it. And just like a muscle, it grows stronger when you push it beyond its limits. Most people don't realize this. They let their thoughts control them instead of taking control of their thoughts. They let fear, doubt, and uncertainty run their lives because they never took the time to build mental strength. They never trained themselves to think bigger, to see challenges as opportunities, to push past their own limitations. And so when life throws obstacles in their way, they crumble. Not because they aren't capable, but because they never prepared themselves to handle adversity. But the most successful, unstoppable people in the world, they train their minds like an athlete trains their body. They feed their mind with knowledge. They challenge themselves with new ideas. They push past discomfort and lean into growth. They understand that if they don't condition their minds every day, the world will condition it for them with fear, with negativity, with distractions. And here's the truth. If you don't take control of what you feed your mind, someone else will. The news, social media, toxic environments, all of it is constantly shaping the way you think. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself stuck in a cycle of doubt, procrastination, and small thinking. But when you commit to educating yourself, when you commit to learning something new every single day, you take back control. You strengthen your ability to think clearly, to solve problems, to create opportunities where others see obstacles. The difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is mental conditioning. The person who is constantly learning, constantly stretching their mind, constantly expanding their knowledge will always outperform the person who settles for what they already know. Because knowledge is power. And not just any knowledge, the right knowledge. The knowledge that pushes you forward. The knowledge that makes you stronger. The knowledge that gives you the confidence to face anything life throws your way. So make the decision to train your mind every single day. Read the books that challenge you. Listen to the voices that inspire you. Study the greats. Surround yourself with people who think bigger, who dream bigger, who expect more from themselves. Because the moment you decide to master your mind, you unlock a power most people will never tap into. And that power will carry you further than talent, luck, or circumstances ever could. Your success in life will never exceed your willingness to learn. It's that simple. The people who rise, the ones who build extraordinary lives, they don't wait for knowledge to come to them. They seek it out. They understand that every single day is a chance to get better, to sharpen their skills, to expand their thinking. Because in a world that is constantly evolving, the only way to stay ahead is to keep learning. Most people don't do this. They get comfortable. They settle into routines. They rely on what they already know, believing it will always be enough. But what they don't realize is that the world doesn't stop moving just because they do. The opportunities they want, the success they dream of, the life they envision, it's not waiting for them. It's moving forward. And only those who continue to grow will ever catch up to it. There's no standing still. There's no pause button in life. Every day, you are either improving or declining. You are either gaining an edge or losing one. And the difference comes down to whether or not you are feeding your mind with new knowledge, new insights, new strategies that will help you break through. Because the moment you stop learning, you start falling behind. The moment you assume you know enough, you've already lost. Look at the most successful people in any industry. They never stop learning. They read, they study, they adapt. They are obsessed with growth because they understand that knowledge is the ultimate advantage. Not just in business, not just in finances, but in life. And the more you know, the more power you have. The power to solve problems. The power to think differently. The power to create opportunities where others see obstacles. But here's the truth. Learning isn't just about reading books or taking courses. It's about mindset. It's about being open to new perspectives, being willing to challenge what you think you know, being humble enough to realize that there is always more to learn. Because the second you think you've figured it all out, you've already put a ceiling on your own potential. And the people who refuse to learn, the ones who think they know it all, they stay stuck, they stay small. They watch as others pass them by, not because they aren't talented, but because they weren't willing to grow. So ask yourself, are you truly pushing yourself to learn every day? Are you feeding your mind with the knowledge that will take you to the next level? Or are you letting life pass you by, stuck in the comfort of what you already know? Because the greatest investment you will ever make is in yourself. And the moment you commit to educating yourself every damn day, you separate yourself from the masses. You step into a new level of power, of clarity, of unstoppable momentum. And that is what creates an extraordinary life. Your life is a direct reflection of what you know and what you apply. If you want more, you have to become more. And the only way to become more is to learn more. Every single day. Because knowledge is not just power, it's leverage. It's the key that unlocks doors most people don't even know exist. It's the difference between staying stuck and breaking through, between living an average life and an extraordinary one. Most people never tap into their full potential because they never expand their knowledge. They live inside the limits of what they already know. And because of that, their results never change. They want more success, but they don't learn how to create it. They want better relationships, but they don't study how to build them. They want financial freedom, but they never take the time to master money. And so they stay exactly where they are, not because they have to, but because they've chosen not to grow. But the ones who do break through, the ones who rise above, they think differently. They know that success is learned, happiness is learned, mastery is learned. And if they commit to educating themselves every damn day, there is no limit to how far they can go. They don't just hope for a better life, they study it, they work for it, they apply what they learn until it becomes their reality. They don't just wish for success, they model those who have already achieved it, they learn the strategies, they absorb the mindset, and they take action. This is what separates the successful from the average. The successful are obsessed with growth. They understand that the moment they stop learning, they stop leading. They stop creating. They stop expanding their potential. And the cost of that is far too high because life will only give you what you have earned through your knowledge, your discipline, and your action. But knowledge alone is not enough. Because knowledge without action is wasted potential. It's untapped power. You can read 1,000 books, but if you never apply what you learn, nothing changes. You can study success, but if you never step out and take risks, you'll never experience it. The real magic happens when knowledge turns into action, when learning becomes doing, when education turns into transformation. Use it, apply it. Challenge yourself to take action on what you learn, because when you educate yourself every damn day, you don't just expand your mind, you expand your life. You gain clarity, you gain confidence, you gain an edge that most people will never have. And that edge is what creates real, lasting success. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thinking. And the quality of your thinking is determined by what you feed your mind every single day. If you want to change your life, you must first change what you consume, what you believe, and how you think. Because everything you do, every decision you make, every action you take, it all starts in your mind. Most people don't realize this. They go through life on autopilot, reacting to their circumstances instead of creating them. They let the outside world dictate their thoughts instead of taking control of their own minds. They consume negativity, distractions, useless information, and then they wonder why they feel stuck, unmotivated, or lost. But the truth is, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you plant doubt, fear, and limitations, that's exactly what you'll experience. But if you plant knowledge, wisdom, and new perspectives, you'll begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You'll develop the ability to think strategically, to solve problems, to create a life most people only dream about. The greatest achievers in history weren't just action takers, they were thinkers. They were students of life. They studied success. They studied human nature. They studied psychology, business, wealth, leadership. They understood that the way they thought determined everything, and they fed their minds with the knowledge that would take them to the next level. They didn't waste time on negativity, gossip, or pointless entertainment. They invested their energy into learning, growing, and expanding their perspective. But here's the key. It's not just about what you learn, it's about what you unlearn. Because sometimes the biggest thing holding you back isn't what you don't know, it's what you think you know that isn't true. The limiting beliefs, the outdated ways of thinking, the fears that were passed down to you by others. If you don't challenge these thoughts, if you don't actively replace them with new empowering ideas, they will keep running your life. So the question is, what are you feeding your mind? Are you filling it with ideas that challenge you, that make you think bigger, that push you to grow? Or are you allowing negativity, fear, and distractions to take over? Because your mind is your most powerful weapon. And the more you educate yourself every damn day, the more control you have over your future. The more you sharpen your thinking, the more you can shape your destiny. And when you master your mind, you master your life. Success leaves clues. If you want to accelerate your growth, if you want to achieve more in less time, you don't have to figure everything out on your own. The fastest way to grow, the fastest way to master anything is to learn from those who have already done it. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You need to study those who have already built it, refined it, and made it roll faster than ever before. Most people struggle for years trying to figure things out by trial and error when the answers are already out there. Someone has already written the book, given the speech, built the business, achieved the goal. Someone has already made the mistakes, learned the lessons, and mapped out the blueprint. The question is, are you willing to seek out that knowledge? Are you willing to humble yourself enough to learn from others instead of trying to do it all on your own? Because the people who grow the fastest, the people who become the best, they are obsessed with learning from the greats. They read their books, they study their mindset, they analyze their failures, they apply their strategies. If you want to become a leader, study the greatest leaders in history. If you want to build wealth, study the habits of the wealthiest people on the planet. If you want to master your health, study those who have built strong, resilient bodies. There is no mystery to success. There are patterns, there are principles, there are proven strategies. And the more you educate yourself every damn day, the more you start to see those patterns. The more you model excellence, the more you absorb their mindset. The more you begin to think and act like the people who have already walked the path. But here's the difference between the ones who win and the ones who don't. They apply what they learn, because learning without action is just wasted potential. You can read every book, listen to every podcast, watch every seminar, but if you don't take what you learn and put it into real action, nothing changes. Growth doesn't come from collecting information. It comes from implementing it. It comes from testing it in real life, from taking risks, from making adjustments along the way. So don't just admire successful people. Study them. Don't just listen to great ideas. Apply them. Don't just consume knowledge. Use it as fuel to change your life. Because the more you educate yourself every damn day, the more shortcuts you'll find, the fewer mistakes you'll make, and the faster you'll reach your goals. The path has already been paved. Your job is to walk it, learn from it, and create your own version of success. Knowledge is only power when it's put to use. The real game changer is not just what you know, but how you apply it. Every single day, you have a choice. You can either let what you learn sit in your mind as untapped potential, or you can take that knowledge and use it to transform your life. Because information alone doesn't create results. Execution does. Think about it. How many people read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, get inspired for a moment, and then go right back to doing the same things? They collect knowledge like it's a trophy, but they never do anything with it. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect circumstances. But waiting doesn't change your life. Action does. Massive, consistent, relentless action. The people who grow the fastest, who rise above the rest, they don't just consume information, they implement it. They learn something new and immediately ask, how can I use this? They experiment, they apply. They fail, they adjust, and that's why they succeed, because they don't let fear of failure stop them. They don't get caught in analysis paralysis. They understand that real learning happens in motion, not in theory. If you want to master a skill, apply it. If you want to develop confidence, take action despite the fear. If you want to change your mindset, put yourself in situations where you're forced to think differently. Growth doesn't happen by absorbing knowledge. It happens by stepping into the unknown, taking risks, and pushing yourself beyond what feels comfortable. The truth is, you already know what to do. You already have access to more knowledge than any generation before you. The real question is, are you using it? Are you applying what you've learned? Are you taking the lessons and turning them into results? Because those who do, they rise, they grow, they evolve. And those who don't, they stay exactly where they are, wondering why nothing ever changes. So don't just educate yourself every damn day. Act on what you learn. Take one idea, one principle, one lesson, and apply it immediately. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the right time. Don't wait until you feel ready. Move. Because action turns knowledge into power, and that power will create the life you are meant to live every single day. You are either growing or shrinking. There is no standing still. Life moves forward, time keeps ticking, and the world around you keeps evolving. The question is, are you evolving with it? Are you becoming better, stronger, wiser? Or are you letting days slip by, waiting for something to change on its own? Because nothing changes unless you do. Nothing improves unless you take control. And that control starts with educating yourself every damn day. The mind is your greatest asset or your biggest enemy. Feed it with wisdom, challenge it with new ideas, expose it to different perspectives, and it will expand beyond what you ever thought possible. But leave it stagnant, let it grow lazy, fill it with distractions, and it will trap you in a cycle of mediocrity. That's why you have to commit to learning, not once in a while, not when it's convenient, but every single day. Because every day you don't learn, every day you don't push yourself to grow is a day wasted. The greatest advantage you can give yourself in life is the ability to adapt and evolve. No matter what happens, whether the economy shifts, whether your plans fall apart, whether obstacles come crashing down, if you have a mind that's trained to seek knowledge, to find solutions, to absorb wisdom and apply it, you will always find a way forward. The world belongs to those who are willing to learn. The ones who refuse to stay the same, the ones who look at every challenge as an opportunity to grow. Your success, your future, your impact, it all starts with what you choose to do today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Are you picking up that book? Are you having that conversation that expands your thinking? Are you seeking out mentors, studying greatness, applying what you learn? Because if you do that every damn day, there is no limit to how far you can go. So make the commitment, educate yourself relentlessly, grow obsessively, push yourself beyond what you thought possible, because the more you learn, the more you apply, the more you execute, the more unstoppable you become.